Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, July 8th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 676 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Afghan forces say Taliban being driven out of Western City. One of China's wandering elephants is returned to reserve. Philippine cargo ship lists in Manila Bay after collision. Norway's Telenor sells Myanmar operations to M1 Group. Thailand's plans to fully reopen in Delta's virus cases spike. Russia offers North Korea COVID vaccines again as crisis worsens. Malaysia in political limbo as key ally pulls support for PM. A herd of drunk Indian buffaloes exposed a hidden stash of contraband liquor and got a group of farmers arrested. China divided as WeChat deletes LGBT accounts from platform. River Nile Dam, why Ethiopia cannot stop it being filled. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Elsa storm update, NC weather radar shows tropical storm Benz arriving in North Carolina, could bring tornadoes, power outages, WTVD-TV. Delta variant is COVID-19 on steroids, expert says, with cases increasing in nearly half of U.S. states, CNN. Top 10 Giannis Antetokounmpo career blocks, NBA. Britney Spears is feeling relieved as members of her inner circle resign from conservatorship, E! News. Crackdown on Chinese tech giants is backfiring on Beijing, says academic, CNBC. Marvel's long-awaited release of Black Widow is a triumphant moment for the movie industry, CNN. Emotional Brendan Gallagher says he takes nothing from moral victories after Montreal Canadiens' loss in Stanley Cup Final, ESPN. Haiti, 4 dead after police gunfight with suspected killers of President Jovenel Moïse, The Guardian. Microsoft's emergency patch fails to fully fix print nightmare RCE vulnerability, The Hacker News. Former South African President Jacob Zuma hands himself over to police, CNN. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. $1 billion in illegal marijuana seized during record-breaking drug bust. GOP rep ridiculed over COVID-19 vaccine picture that makes no logical sense. Woman dies in freak roller coaster accident after suffering severe internal blood loss. Rudy Giuliani suspended from practicing law in Washington, D.C. Tropical storm Elsa kills one after slamming into Florida and Georgia. Mike Pompeo's hot take on teaching critical race theory gets a hard fail on Twitter. Damning superkid uses Trump's own words to show why he's in big legal trouble. Assassination of Haitian president only adds to nation's turbulence. 12-year-old dies after accidentally shooting himself at sleepover, police say. Wanda Sykes trolls Trump by revealing the only good thing Hitler ever did. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. 87-year-old woman found murdered in her home. Amazon truck driver killed in crash on highway. Cities propose opening liquor stores earlier. Drug charges against CBD store owner dropped. Body found in van at Home Depot parking lot. Sheriff, man died of natural causes in jail. Nearly 40-pound catfish found in Kentucky lake. Church raises thousands to replace stolen smoker. Man accused of assaulting baby to appear in court. 8-year-old dies after accident with gun at home. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. studies show vaccines are effective against Delta variant. Fans at Tokyo Olympics likely to be barred amid COVID emergency. Haiti hunts down president's assassins as crisis deepens. Tampa Bay Lightning repeat as Stanley Cup champions. Abbott opens Texas GOP's push to reshape the state. How Jovenel Moïse went from banana exporter to Haiti's president. Jovenel Moïse, Haiti's president, assassinated in nighttime raid. Search for survivors of Miami condo collapse is ending. Jacob Zuma, former South African president, is arrested. Biden weighs a response to ransomware attacks. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Grizzly bear pulls California woman out of tent in Montana, kills her. Rescuers at Florida condo collapse told they can go home, but they refuse. Head of Teachers Union blasts GOP for bullying teachers on race, preventing accurate teaching of history. Iowa man arrested on gun charges proposes to woman shortly after bonding out of jail. Massachusetts woman accused of stealing truck arrested ordering at McDonald's drive-thru. California teen drowns in Lake Tahoe boating accident. Haiti's president assassinated by professional commandos, 4 killed, 2 arrested, report says. Army veteran, potential GOP Senate candidate, accuses Twitter of flagging July 4th post of his salute in uniform. Greg Gutfeld, media the most egocentric fools on the planet. Coronavirus death toll hits 4 million worldwide as Delta variant spreads. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, July 8th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Child tax credit, what parents qualify for a monthly check. Child tax credit, 3 IRS tools to help you manage your monthly payments. Child tax credit, how will the revised credit help families? John Deere Classic Preview, TPC Deere Run, a course that lends itself to a lot of birdies, says CBS Sports' Andrew Catalan. The Patrick Star shows Bill Fagerback and Cree Summer preview Nickelodeon's newest series, a big, gelatinous pile of impulses. TPC Deere Run Profile, John Deere Classic Home, a good, straightforward golf course. Tax refund delays, the IRS still has 35 million unprocessed tax returns. 4th stimulus check, will there be another relief payment? Watch Love Island Season 3 via tour and exclusive content coming to Paramount+. Baseball report, Cubs losing streak continues. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Royal London Hospital neurosurgeon, 58, is struck off after he amassed hoard of child porn. England fans party into the night after 3 Lions beat Denmark. Boris Johnson voices his support for the England football team. Calls for police probe after fan shown laser pen at Danish goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel's face. Scottish fans join Italians and Danes to accuse Sterling of diving. Why more sex isn't the key to a better relationship. Colleen and Wayne Rooney share family snap at Wembley Stadium as they celebrate England's win. COVID cases could hit 100,000 a day by July 19, surveillance study suggests. Euro 2020, fans fume as it emerges there were 2 balls on the pitch before Sterling won penalty. Quarantine rules axed on Amber List for double-jabbed holidaymakers. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Israeli president given NFT of father's oath of office. Chinese port city Qingdao launches fight against algae bloom. COVID-19 global updates. WHO sounds the alarm as global deaths top 4 million. Delta spreads to 100 countries. Russia to France's Champagne region, sorry to burst your bubble, but here, you're just sparkling wine. Haiti's future uncertain after brazen slaying of president. Israel levels West Bank home of Palestinian-American suspect. Australia left thousands of citizens stranded abroad in the pandemic, but it let the French rugby team in. Police capture, kill alleged assailants in assassination of Haitian president. The Philippines repatriates dozens of women trafficked to Syria after reports about abuses. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live news, French told to avoid Spain and Portugal holidays, travel curbs proposed in Thailand. Why declining birth rates are good news for life on Earth. Laura Spinney. James Norton, I try to present myself as friendly and people see something darker. China's tech crackdown and growth worries hit markets, Business Live. South Africa's former president Jacob Zuma hands himself into police. So enigmatic, injured sloth inspires rescue center in Venezuela. Tove review, impassioned portrayal of Moomin's creator lights up biopic. How the BBC let climate deniers walk all over it. George Monbiot. A world problem, I'm migrant families hit by COVID jab gap. Lightning strikes twice, Tampa Bay and NHL dynasty with Stanley Cup repeat. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Facebook message leads to arrest warrant in 2013 Pennsylvania college rape case. Giuliani's D.C. law license suspended until NY case resolved. 2 U.S. military service members hurt in rocket attack on Al-Assad Air Base. Dems seek swift timeline for Senate consideration of bipartisan infrastructure deal. Biden taunts McConnell for bragging about relief bill he voted against. 3 law enforcement officers shot in Chicago on heels of violent holiday weekend. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Jovenel Moise, police kill 4 after Haiti's president assassinated. Chinese ride-hailing firm Didi sued in U.S. as shares slide. Jacob Zuma, South Africa's former president hands himself over to police. Da Vinci bear drawing expected to fetch up to 12 M at auction. Surfside tower collapse, zero hope of finding survivors. The growing Gulf rivalry that's pushing up oil prices. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Discovery creates incredible 45 hours of programming for Shark Week. Rapid vaccination rollout has prevented more than 250,000 U.S. deaths. Cases in UK rise above 30,000 for first time since January. COVID-19 updates. Tampa Bay Lightning fans celebrate Stanley Cup win. After COVID hiatus, free samples are back in stores. Bucks run during virus that much sweeter for fans. Resilient tropical storm Elsa kills 1 in Jacksonville, Florida, injures 10 in southeast Georgia. World virus death toll passes staggering 4M mark. Global death toll surpasses 4 million, Delta variant dominant strain in the U.S., latest COVID-19 updates. Surfside condo collapse death toll climbs to 54 Surf switches from rescue to recovery, no chance of life. Mourners, workers and media pay tribute to lives lost in Surfside condo collapse site. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Semi-truck crash closes 210 freeway by Hanson Dam. State fines LA County Superior Court for safety violations during COVID-19 pandemic. Wildfire in Mendocino County spurs evacuations. LA Metro officials plan to boost ridership to pre-pandemic levels. Long Beach officials condemn vandalism of Martin Luther King statue. Woman dies in wrong way crash on 91 freeway in Anaheim. California Attorney General launches teams to investigate fatal police shootings. 2 dead, 1 hospitalized after car lands in backyard pool in Chino. Southland heat wave will bring unstable conditions, intense fire danger. Illegal fireworks found inside California ice cream truck. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, July 8th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Yale students approve statement denouncing Israeli apartheid and ethnic cleansing. Australian government must protect young people from climate crisis harm, court declares. Morrison government rejects call to phase out coal power ahead of UN session on Australia's human rights record. Olympic Village workers test positive to COVID-19. The final straw, some Catholic Canadians renounce church as residential school outrage grows. Israel again demolishes Palestinian village in West Bank. Gunmen disguised as USDA agents assassinated Haitian president, ambassador says. HIV vaccine trial starts at Oxford. Climate change, planting extra trees will boost rainfall across Europe. The EU proposes to exempt private jets from fuel tax. Armed Afghan women take to streets in show of defiance against Taliban. Brazil's Bolsonaro says may not accept 2022 election under current voting system. CCP buys media influence by paying millions to U.S. dailies, magazines, report. New Lambda COVID-19 strain much more dangerous than the Delta variant, said UK Health Ministry, adding that it has been detected in more than 30 countries in the past 4 weeks. The Lambda strain was reported to have originated from Peru, the country with the highest mortality rate in the world. The next headlines are from Forbes. United Nations concerned about organ harvesting in China. Ford Puma plug-in hybrid to tackle 2022 World Rally Championship. Multiple rocket attacks target U.S. Embassy and troops in Iraq. Atlanta Braves remain optimistic during a sub.500 season. BMW unveils all-electric 75 miles per hour scooter and it's headed for the USA in 2022. Inside Paul Pelosi's $5 million Alphabet options windfall. Border stores in Canada fight for a slice of $400 million tourism fund. NCT Dream collect their 6th #1 album in South Korea with Hello Future. UFC 264 pre-fight press conference video live stream, Dustin Poirier vs Conor McGregor 3. EWA Dynamite Road Rager results, winners, news and notes as Leicester, Malachi, Black debuts. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Will COVID become a disease of the young? Structure of human Casab, V sub, 2.2 channel blocked by the painkillers Aconitide. A condensate hardening drug blocks RSV replication in vivo. Reply to, shark mortality cannot be assessed by fishery overlap alone. Shark mortality cannot be assessed by fishery overlap alone. Sexual arousal gates visual processing during Drosophila I, courtship. Metabolic control of sub, FH sub, cells and humoral immunity by phosphatidylethynolamine. Structural basis of early translocation events on the ribosome. Beetles make Teflon to grease their knees. Newfound fairy lantern could soon be snuffed out forever. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,716,806,742 humans. Worldometers.info, says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Studio Canal to adapt Michelle Bossy's young adult saga and EOS series. The Souvenir Part 2 review, Joanna Hugh's exquisite continuation of a filmmaker's coming of age. Matt Avlop channels emotional and political vibrations in A Hits Me. Chili's The Shape of Fear takes on the Croisette, drops trailer exclusive. Mothering Sunday star Odessa Young to lead psychological horror The Damned exclusive. Former Wild Bunch, Path International top execs launch Marimako with stock remake with Drake, Ben Stiller on board, French Love exclusive. Nabil Layout reflects on the power of the arts and Casablanca beats. Antonita Kursijanovic dives deep with director's Fortnite debut Murina. Endeavor China acquires sports agency Mailman Group. Psychological thriller John and the Hole closes first key deals following market premiere exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. What the rise and fall of lumber prices tell us about the pandemic economy. Tropical storm Elsa is blamed for one death in Florida. It's now heading north. An appeals court has suspended Rudy Giuliani's ability to practice law in D.C. America's white Christian plurality has stopped shrinking, a new study finds. 15 states drop opposition to controversial Purdue Pharma OxyContin bankruptcy. Haiti police chief, 4 suspected killers of president have been slain, 2 arrested. More than 30 states sue Google over extravagant fees in Google Play Store. Even before Jovenel Moses' assassination, Haiti was in crisis. Officials are ending the search for survivors in the Surfside condo collapse. Oil prices are in turmoil right now. Here are 5 things you need to know. The following headlines are from The Week. Former South African President Jacob Zuma turns himself in to start 15-month prison term. Global death toll from COVID-19 officially tops 4 million. High school graduates use senior trip money to help their community instead. Kimmel Live host Wanda Sykes dryly mocks Trump, we don't know which Hitler he was praising. An act of kindness on a California street sparked a lifelong friendship. Arizona Secretary of State seeks investigation of alleged election meddling by Trump, Giuliani, allies. Tampa Bay Lightning win NHL's Stanley Cup for 2nd straight year. Rudy Giuliani is now suspended from practicing law in D.C., too. Haitian police chief says 4 suspects in Moses' assassination have been killed. Report, Tucker Carlson was trying to get an interview with Putin before he made an NSA claim. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The People's Scientist. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. What it's like to be eaten by a baby T-Rex. The next headlines are from Universe Today. After just 6 weeks of construction, Super Heavy is built and ready to move. The crisis in cosmology might not be a crisis after all. Satellites can track microplastics from space. One of the brightest star-forming regions in the Milky Way, seen in infrared. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, July 8th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Finally, an electron capture supernova. Xiangguang, China's new space station, what to expect. Summer triangle star, Deneb is distant and luminous. The next news is from Politico. George Floyd's murder transformed America. 2 suspects face court over shooting of Dutch journalist. Belgium urgently recalls envoy in Seoul after wife's second fight. What politicos are reading this summer? British lawmakers urge business boycott of 2022 Beijing Olympics. The European Union's dirty money problem. Global COVID deaths hit 4 million. Opinion Biden is already fumbling the Afghanistan withdrawal. Biden pitches massive spending plan in Trump territory. Rudy Giuliani suspended from practicing law in D.C., weeks after similar action in New York. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. AFL 2021 Live updates, Premiership contenders Port Adelaide Power, Melbourne Demons face off. Tech giants tell government they don't want its software to stop cyber attacks. In the U.S., we teachers went to the front of the vaccination queue, not here. Tigers back in the hunt for Bongage ANR, Bulldogs chase Dufty. India reopens but locals say, don't sacrifice your life to visit the Taj Mahal. Tokyo goes under state of emergency putting further restrictions on Olympics. It came back to bite me, with Golden Slam on offer, Alcott changes approach. Australia defies UN call to raise age of criminal responsibility. Egg timer test of fertility marketed misleadingly, study finds. The threat grows, Victoria considering shutting border to all of NSW. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Kelley Blue Book, return of the compact pickup, the Hyundai Santa Cruz versus the Ford Maverick. NerdWallet, with car and gas prices this high, a used plug-in is the way to go. Next Avenue, successful, educated, but now destitute, why the problem of senior poverty in America should scare you. Europe markets, bond rally continues while Dow futures slump 300 points and European stocks retreat. The moneyest, I paid off my Phalanx $40,000 truck, he wants me to refinance my home with a VA loan, and only his name on the deed. Major banks still tagged for funding Amazon destruction. Rudy Giuliani suspended from practicing law in Washington, D.C. The New York Post, Fort Lauderdale approves proposal from Elon Musk's company for beach tunnel. The moneyest, my husband's sister and brother-in-law declared bankruptcy, the family helped them out, but they still spend. My sister and her husband said I should pay 40% toward our vacation rentals because they share a bedroom, is that fair? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Mystery around 2 fired scientists points to larger issues at Canada's high security lab, former colleagues say, CBC Ca. Exponential growth in the use of Elita.net services during 2Q 2021, PR Newswire UK. Intel's Vinod Gopal, holds 270 patents, has made her online shopping secure, gadgets now. New Clarivat report identifies battery capacity and charging technologies as key to accelerating electric vehicle adoption, WFMZ Allentown. Arthrex wins Supreme Court battle but may still lose the war, Lixology. Brunello di Montalcino cancels 3 bad faith trademarks, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. Apple takes aim at $308.50 MEDTX verdict, Law 360. Supreme Court rules that inventors can contest the validity of patents after assigning them, J.D. Supra. Directors Forum, a blog from USPTO's leadership, United States Patent and Trademark Office. 5 patent cases to watch in the second half of 2021, Law 360. The next headlines are from Quartz. The Lambda COVID-19 variant is now spreading beyond Latin America. The much-awaited Zomato IPO is finally here. Mauritius Media City hopes to succeed where other African smart cities have failed. Indians are using the third wave predictions to plan vacations. How has the rupee managed to survive COVID's onslaught on the Indian economy? Brussels will ban diesel cars by 2030 and gasoline cars by 2035. The plan to make Madrid livable for the people who actually live there. Watch, LinkedIn head of people science Justin Black on better employee well-being through data. Why is Netflix still feuding with Cannes? Microdosing. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. After all that, Nintendo cannot even get $50 a month out of ROM Universe. Fourth Circuit Appeals Court says right to access court documents begins when the documents are filed. Tech Dirt Podcast Episode 289, Florida's Social Media Bill Fiasco, with State Rep Anna Ishkamani. FBI cites guidelines that don't actually forbid social media monitoring as the reason it was blindsided by the January 6th attack. It can always get dumber, Trump sues Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, claiming his own government violated the Constitution. Daily Deal, the complete 2021 beginner to expert guitar lessons bundle. Biden executive order will try to address some right to repair harms. Hong Kong kowtows to China again, turns virtual police state into an actual police state. DRM strikes again, Ubisoft makes its own game unplayable by shutting down DRM server. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Tampa Bay Lightning. Mitch McConnell. Ringo Starr. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Kelly Ripa. Robert Downey Jr. Finance. Big Brother. Halsey. Robert Downey Sr. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Belarusian activist Protasevich returns to Twitter from house arrest, claiming passenger jet grounding gave him fear of flying. COVID restrictions drag down global air travel demand by 63%, IATA. More contagious Delta coronavirus variant becomes dominant in Germany for first time. China's oil industry is undergoing a serious makeover. No Navalny supporters, please. Founder of Russia's main liberal party tells opposition figures backers not to vote for his group. Half-naked man sets church cross on fire in Los Angeles, hops rooftops and scales utility lines to escape, videos. Belgium's South Korea envoy recalled without delay after wife's second brawl with locals. Rudy Giuliani's D.C. law license suspended pending outcome of New York case over his election fraud claims. Arizona Attorney General greatly alarmed by Biden's door-to-door vaccine push, says he won't tolerate any invasion of privacy. Fox News host Tucker Carlson says NSA spies try to paint him as traitor for seeking interview with Putin. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Nuclear talks teeter on the brink as Iran restarts uranium enrichment. Lithuania wants to build that wall as migrants pour in via Belarus. Hitchens warns your grandkids will still be wearing masks in 2050. Russia expels detained consul at Estonia, calls spy charges a setup. Escobar, the Chinese miracle, revisited. The Second Amendment's right to bear arms, what it means. Surprise, women's rights group urge Newsom to end prison transgender mixing after numerous attacks, rapes. Almost overnight, standards of colorblind merit tumble across American society. Delta could disrupt emerging world's post-COVID recovery, Goldman warns. Remington CEO, we're working 24/7 to get ammo back on the shelves. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Afghan delegation meets Taliban in Iran. Telenor signals Myanmar exit, as UN calls for urgent action. Is Hong Kong now a police state? Zuma starts serving jail term, what you should know, in 500 words. Rockets fired at U.S. Embassy in Iraq after series of attacks. Taliban, favorite Afghan pastimes again under threat. Can a new Saudi national airline succeed? Global COVID deaths hit 4 million amid rush to vaccinate. Basra protests erupt as power cuts hit scorching Iraq. Bangladesh sees record 201 single-day COVID deaths as cases surge. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Ibram X. Kendi, to be racist is to consistently deny, like Donald Trump. Anti-Israel activists in NYC marked July 4th by burning, spitting on American, Israeli flags. Radical Democrat Rashida Tlaib, we must eliminate funding for CBP, ICE, and DHS. VA School Board appeals ruling to reinstate gym coach who refused to use trans pronouns. Black journalist group blasts ESPN over Taylor Nichols' slap, wants meeting with Disney execs. Schiff, Trump rhetoric is dangerous, perfectly fine with endangering lives. Democrat governor of Wisconsin vetoes bill to ban private funding of election administration. GOP Rep Buck, if America's systemically racist, we should have a border wall to stop people from coming into a racist country. Fact check, Biden claims diesel buses cause kids to miss school. James Woods rips Biden, Lightfoot, as long as Democrats continue to defund the police, America's streets will run with blood. The next headlines are from UPI News. Florida man finds $1 million Powerball ticket while cleaning his home. Texas woman's collection of video game systems earns 2 world records. Watch, helicopter hoists horse trapped in concrete debris in California. Look, Virginia angler sets state record with 3-pound, 9-ounce goldfish. Wild monkey spotted on the loose in Shanghai. Watch, digital billboard projects giant 3D cat over Tokyo. Watch, world's tallest sandcastle assembled in Denmark. Watch, 12-foot python escapes from enclosure at Louisiana Mall. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. All the salt fun facts you need to know. 3 of the strangest accidents in history. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Jimmy and Rosalind Carter celebrate 75 years of marriage today. Build with compost, researchers turn food scraps into materials stronger than concrete. Researchers use wastewater to generate electricity, while cleaning it up. Student builds life-saving device that can instantly stop bleeding from stab wounds. Herd of elephants to be moved from UK to Kenya in rewilding world first. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, July 8th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Woman dies after tearing artery in freak event on roller coaster, Indiana coroner says. They said I don't exist, but I am here. One woman's battle to prove she isn't dead. New Zealand mother names her 3 children Metallica, Slayer and Pantera. Woman arrested while ordering food in McDonald's drive-thru after allegedly dragging officer. Rennie's Alex M. reveals husband jizzed on her while she gave birth. While cleaning his home, a man in Florida discovers a $1 million Powerball ticket, news media. Dead body discovered in doghouse at NJ home, police say. U.S. Capitol Lego model seized from home of alleged January 6 insurrectionist. New UC Berkeley study shows strong link between cell phone radiation and brain tumors. Bitcoin power plant is turning a 12,000-year-old glacial lake into a hot tub. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. OnePlus has a lame-ass reason for secretly throttling top apps on latest flagships. Why 37 U.S. states are taking Google to court over its Play Store monopoly. Why making Facebook follow the First Amendment would be catastrophic. U.S. cancels crucial $10 billion military AI project because Trump is a baby. Trump claims he's suing Facebook, Twitter, and Google over wrongful censorship. Feast your eyes upon BMW's new electric scooter. Get 2 years of NordVPN's award-winning protection for almost 70% off. Get this quadcopter drone with a 4K camera and awesome flight stabilization for $99. Robotaxi race heats up in China, Audox unveils superior upgrade. OG Nintendo Switch versus the old model, Matt and Graphs. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Reducing the melting of Greenland ice cap using solar geoengineering. Energy cane produces more biodiesel than soybean at a lower cost. Impulsiveness tied to faster eating in children can lead to obesity. For many students, double-dose algebra leads to college attainment. Arctic seabirds are less heat-tolerant, more vulnerable to climate change. Rare genetic variants confer largest increase in type 2 diabetes risk seen to date. New model accurately predicts how coasts will be impacted by storms and sea level rise. Gene therapy in early stages of Huntington's disease may slow down symptom progression. Cutting through noise for better solar cells. Nova explosions alone cannot explain amount of lithium in current universe. The next headlines are from Information Week. IT Pro Salary Survey, what you earned in 2020. Dealing with disgruntled employees. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, July 8th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA invites media to Northrop Grumman's August launch from Virginia. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. 3 points, Damir Krelach gets clinical for real Salt Lake, Bobby Wood starts, and continued domination over Vancouver. Quiz, see if you can tell whether this quote is about Utah women in 1964 or 2019. Children of Lyndon and Milka hope to find closure after charges filed today in their mother's death. Google is like Godzilla, 37 states join Utah in suit against tech giant over App Store fees. Proud Boys and Black Lives Matter Utah stage dueling protests at Granite School's meeting. Salt Lake City's newest park is now open, see where 3 creeks meet on the west side. 2 charged with shooting woman to death in Mill Creek almost 16 months ago. Here's why Utah hospitals aren't making staff get vaccinated against COVID-19, and when they might. Bayou commit Fisher Ingersoll named Utah High School Baseball Player of the Year. Bagley cartoon, red shirts. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. UK supercomputer Cambridge 1 to hunt for medical breakthroughs. Quantum laser turns energy loss into gain. Prenatal test developed with Chinese military harvests gene data from millions of women. Privacy-focused tech companies call for ban on targeted advertising. Google to be sued by states over alleged Play Store abuse. Bill Gates can remove Melinda French Gates from foundation in 2 years. Intel continues to rehire veterans, at some point they'll run out. OnePlus 9 benchmarks deleted from Geekbench over cheating allegations. TikTok lawsuit highlights how AI is screwing over voice actors. YouTube's recommender AI still a horror show, finds major crowdsourced study. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. HOA suing Belleville homeowners over solar panels despite law meant to protect. New purchase vehicle sales tax law takes effect in late August. Victim was shot, killed in Spanish Lake near Larimore Park. Man fatally shot in face in St. Louis. Parson signs off on COVID liability legislation, preventing some pandemic-related lawsuits. Couple charged with attempted carjacking and theft. Governor Parson signs bill for to-go cocktails. Granite City man charged with DUI after crashing into home, killing woman. Missouri woman pleads guilty to drug running for white supremacist prison gang. Missouri surpasses 1,000 new COVID cases for first time in 5 months. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Carlsbad native talks bare-knuckle boxing after defending heavyweight title. Scooter hit-and-run victim faces lengthy recovery after being released from hospital. Lightning strikes twice, Tampa Bay repeats as Cup champion. Family says local man shot near Las Vegas had just lent his killer a lighter. Coronado mayor demands apology from school district for tortilla throwing incident response. Owner of Match.com, Tinder to pay $2 million in subscription renewal lawsuit. 1 year later, businesses happy to keep their new outdoor spaces. Unvaccinated San Diegans account for nearly all COVID cases, deaths this year. Ruptured waterline floods South Mission Beach streets. Arrest made after 911 caller reports bloodied neighbor at their doorstep. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Russian Aerospace Forces tests offensive option in Arctic. Russia releases video of U.S. Navy P-8A aircraft intercept. U.S. Navy sent Spearhead-class expeditionary fast transport into the Black Sea. Russia reportedly delays Armata tank mass production. Israeli Navy to receive 4 new Shuldag MKV vessels. What will the U.S. Air Force bomber of the future look like? Pentagon terminates $10 billion cloud contract with Microsoft. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Did China take another step to financial decoupling with new rules? Ethnic extinction in northwest China. There will never be another airport like Guangdong's Kaitok. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, July 8, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. AMS resources abundant during holiday weekend in Oakland. Police request more resources to stop sideshows in Vallejo. What can be done to stop use of illegal fireworks? Bay Area real estate prices climbing back up. Marin County teen drowns in Lake Tahoe. Taxi cabs see increased ridership as Uber, Lyft prices surge. Lawsuit, family blames Tesla's autopilot for deadly crash. Global COVID-19 deaths hit 4 million amid rush to vaccinate. San Jose businesses awaiting students' return to help boost local economy. Governor Newsom makes first public appearance since date was set for recall. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Ottany's 32nd home run helps Angels beat Red Sox 5-4. Sounders break record with opening 13-game unbeaten streak. With Suns stars rolling, Bucks must be better in NBA Finals. Lightning veteran David Savard adds his name to Cup lore. Cubs top Phillies, Wheeler 8-3 to end 11-game slide. Body recovered from Fox River in Elgin. Biden in the suburbs, think how life will be when it's quicker to drive on Randall Road. It's so surreal, says MCC student who introduced Biden. Hundreds of suburban protesters, supporters line up outside MCC for Biden visit. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone Elsa 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 94,310. Green flood alert in China. Drought is ongoing in Kazakhstan, Russia, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in China. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania. Drought is ongoing in Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Burundi, Democratic Republic of Congo, Central African Republic, Rwanda, South Sudan, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, July 8th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Flash flood watch continues for our coastal counties through Friday morning. Nairi Vera's mother opens up about the day she learned her late daughter went missing. Lightning wins second straight Stanley Cup title, beat Canadians in Game 5. Search of collapsed Florida condo shifts from rescue to recovery, death toll at 54. New Orchid report shows what led to Texas energy scare in June. Millard House II officially approved as new HISD superintendent. Haiti President Jovenel Moïse assassinated at home, 4 suspects killed, 2 arrested. Taste Bar Plus Kitchen supports Turkey-like Hut's dress code policy, we will also be enforcing it here. Houston woman nearly missed daughter's wedding due to passport delay. TX Democrats aim to do what's best for constituents during special session. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. California nixing algae that crowds out food for sea animals. 2-year jail sentence for golfer Cabrera over assault charges. Level 3 epidemic warning extends till July 26. Taiwan sees drop with 18 local cases, tally at 15,149. Krelach scores twice, Real Salt Lake beats Whitecaps 4-0. No room for error with new Olympic team show jumping format. Judge hits 20th homer as Yankees hold off Mariners 5-4. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. New York to close 3 mass vaccination sites. Extra, 2 guys are claiming that Portland has the best pizza. Photos, Hometown Heroes ticker tape parade honored essential workers. The next city council set to be most diverse, progressive, and hold first ever female majority. HBO releases trailer for a new doc on Woodstock 99, aka the day the 90s died. Catherine Garcia and Maya Wiley concede in mayoral race. City's immigration courts reopen after more than a year of being shut down to all but most urgent cases. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Eric Adams wins Democratic nomination for New York City mayor. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Another impending cataclysm in Afghanistan. COVID death toll passes 4 million, global vaccine plan essential, declares Guterres. Bangladesh's indigenous forest dwellers fear losing ancestral land as officials grapple with land grabs. Dr. Congo sees fresh government impetus to fight unrelenting violence in the east. COVID variant winning the race against vaccines warns WHO chief. UN condemns abhorrent assassination of Haiti President Jovenel Moïse. UNICEF calls for action to reverse spiraling protection crisis for children in West and Central Africa. Investing in education is driver for all our futures. Prioritizing menstrual health and hygiene during emergencies. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. UK, people who have been vaccinated represent half of recent COVID deaths. From Event 201 to Cyberpolygon, the WEF's simulation of a coming cyber pandemic. Haitian President Jovenel Moïse is assassinated by unknown attackers. the dollar's declining status as dominant global reserve currency via the dollar's exchange rate. Pressed for answers on Syria cover-up, OPCW chief offers new lies and excuses. Pentagon kills Microsoft's $10 billion Jedi cloud contract, says tech is now outdated. Goon Squad now blaming racism, Russians for vaccine hesitancy. Biden admin launching door-to-door push to vaccinate Americans, sparks major backlash. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. There's a long-standing rumor that Trump's animatronic figure at Disney World was originally Hillary Clinton. Study, Northwest heat wave impossible without climate change. Microsoft urges immediate Windows update to prevent print nightmare security breach. Fish hooked on meth, the consequences of freshwater pollution. Why octopuses are so intelligent. Crews give up hope of finding survivors at collapse site. The mattress firm money laundering conspiracy theory. Countercultural filmmaker Robert Downey Sr. dies at 85. Fire erupts on ship, causing explosion that rocks Dubai. Is Facebook issuing the new warnings about extremist content? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. House GOP's misplaced blame for rising homicides. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Feds forgive $1 million plus in pandemic loans to top anti-vaxxers. Jennifer Coolidge didn't think she'd live to hear your raves about the White Lotus. Trump pick in Ohio slammed as swampiest swamp creature. The good Republicans are bad, and the bad ones are batshit. Gossip Girl creator, why we revealed Gossip Girl's identity. Why Trump is anointing Ashley Babbitt as MAGA's first martyr. Why is the UK's horniest show vastly superior to America's? NASA desperately needs spacesuits that fit women astronauts. What do bars do now? This school uses electric shocks on students. Now a court says that's totally fine. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Japan to declare virus emergency lasting through Olympics. Struggling Gleyber Torres gets big hit in return to Yankees lineup. Shohei Ohtani, Pete Alonso home run derby foe set. Scottie Pippen Jr. withdraws from NBA draft, returns to Vanderbilt. Yankees Domingo German turns easy win into nail-biter. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Global coronavirus death toll surpasses 4 million, Johns Hopkins. North American heat wave virtually impossible without human-caused climate change, report says. Delta coronavirus variant becomes dominant U.S. strain as experts urge vaccinations. Northwest heat wave virtually impossible without climate change, study says. Some Missouri hospitals overwhelmed by COVID cases as Delta variant spreads. Elsa gains strength ahead of making landfall. I am very concerned by Delta variant, expert says. Elsa bears down on Florida with dangerous storm surge. Biden pushes COVID vaccinations as Delta variant fuels rise in infections. Elsa regains hurricane strength as it lashes Florida. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. 116 Oregonians died as a result of Pacific Northwest heat wave. 4 suspected in assassination of Haitian president killed, 2 more arrested. Worldwide COVID death toll tops 4 million as WHO blasts vaccine nationalism. Police identify third man shot to death at Georgia golf course. Video, shoplifters ambush San Francisco Neiman Marcus, make out of store with thousands of dollars in items and flee in getaway cars. Youth baseball coach killed in road rage shooting near Minneapolis, shooter still at large. Chad Daybell will not be charged in killing of Lori Vallow's ex-husband Charles. Wild car chase ends when woman in stolen truck stops at McDonald's drive-thru, police. Indiana police officer shot and killed in line of duty. Nevada won't punish fighters who test positive for marijuana. The following headlines are from military.com. South Dakota to send additional troops to border beyond donor-funded mission. Air Force releases a new peek at the stealthy B-21 Raider. In military authorization vote, Quakers claim a victory. Military's border mission will continue for at least another year. Judge, Air Force mostly at fault in 2017 Texas church attack. Coast Guard, 13 Cubans rescued, 7 missing off Key West. Green Beret's Silver Star sheds light on U.S. ground combat in Somalia. What you need to know about the Air Force's latest PT changes. UK court allows US to appeal denial of Assange's extradition. Rocket barrage on Al-Assad Air Base injures 2. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Former Lake County coroner's deputy charged with recording juvenile while notifying them of relative's death. First state COVID-19 vaccine lottery drawings are Thursday. Illinois to give $10 million in prizes, scholarships to vaccinated residents over summer. Person of interest being questioned in far south side shooting of 2 ATF agents, 1 Chicago cop who were working undercover. Man dies after drowning in residential pool in Maine Township. President Biden came to Chicago area to talk human infrastructure, but shooting of 3 officers brings gun violence to forefront. In Chinatown, many are eager to get back to business in a neighborhood heavily reliant on tourism, but caution over crime and COVID lingers. The Spin, Biden in Chicago region to talk up economic programs as city sees another burst of violence. Duckworth endorses Ana Valencia in SOS race Alv. Cardenas eyes run for tax appeals board. Indiana police officer fatally shot outside federal building. Column, bail reform isn't to blame for Chicago's violence, and finger-pointing doesn't help. Watch Live, President Biden delivers remarks in Crystal Lake. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Climate change the size of our bodies and, to some extent, our brains. Ethiopia's controversial mega dam. UK pandemic hammered minorities, self-employed, study. Chinese rogue elephant herds breakaway male sent home. Study, Northwest heat wave impossible without climate change. Summer swelter trend, West gets hotter days, East hot nights. Drought, heat, fire force fishing ban on Colorado River. More EVs could reduce CO2 emissions in Hawaii by 93% in less than 30 years. Biological fireworks show 300 million years in the making. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, July 8th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Are cooking fumes bad for your health? How does extreme heat affect our brains? 6 of the world's oldest maps. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. U.S. says humans will always be in control of AI weapons, but the age of autonomous war is already here. Exiled Turkish journalist attacked outside home in Germany. Man arrested for rifle at Chicago hotel makes bond, proposes. German green contender acknowledges mistake in book flap. Asian stocks fall after Fed discusses cut in U.S. stimulus. IOC's Bach arrives in Tokyo, greeted by state of emergency. All-star Soto hits 3-run homer, Nationals rout Padres 15-5. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Harriet Cole, I'm embarrassed by my cousin's arrest, and I want to distance myself from her. Miss Manners, I remember things he doesn't. Does that make me a liar? Dear Abby, my wife says interrupting is part of her culture and I need to accept it. Ask Amy, I'm pretending I'm okay, but I cannot forget her drunken truth bomb. Tropical storm kills 1 in Florida, hurts 10 at Georgia base. SF Giants Alex Wood spins a gem, club extends lead in division after Dodgers lose. Golf, local fundraisers and charity events. Lightning repeat as Stanley Cup champions. Haiti in upheaval, President Mo's assassinated at home. San Jose, men injured in stabbing. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Lynn Chandler Garcia, Air Force Academy professor, critical race theory teaching angers Republicans. Rudy Giuliani law license in D.C. suspended until NY case resolved. Kelvin Edwards, former NFL player, sues Liberty University after firing. Google sued over Google Play App Store practices. U.S. Capitol fence coming down as early as Friday. Iraqi militia suspected in rocket attack that injures U.S. troops. Alternate reality, Biden on defensive as Taliban advance, Afghanistan crumbles. Julian Assange extradition request appeal by U.S. allowed by British High Court. Inside the Beltway, Tucker Carlson, the ratings king. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Corporate counterinsurgency against Line 3 pipeline resistance. Indigenous water protectors face off with an oil company and police over a Minnesota pipeline. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, July 8, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Yoga helps reduce work-related stress. What is the evidence on how to improve older adults' functional abilities at home? Has the COVID-19 pandemic lessened bullying at school? How experiencing diverse emotions impacts students. How can counselors address social justice amid climate change? Study, hospitalizations for eating disorders spike among adolescents during COVID. Improving transparency of integrated assessment models related to climate change. What kind of sea ice is that? Ask Nut. Cell type specific insight into the function of risk factors in coronary artery disease. Reading the rocks, geologist finds clues to ancient climate patterns in chert. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 2 killed, 19 wounded, in shootings Wednesday in Chicago. Teen boy missing from Englewood. Things to do in Chicago for movie fans. Horoscope for Thursday, July 8, 2021. Cubs knock off Phillies 8-3-2 and brutal 11-game skid. 3 wounded, 1 critically, in East Garfield Park shooting. Biden hits Illinois, touts preschool, Pell Grants, productivity and push for American Families Plan. Time to declare a state of emergency over Chicago violence, activists tell Pritzker. Cubs notebook, Jake Arrieta put on 10-day IL to deal with hamstring issue. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Tokyo to be under COVID-19 emergency throughout Olympics. Corona letter, the case of post-vaccine myocarditis. Dilip Kumar and Sarah Banu's eternal love story that spanned 55 years. 4 different types of COVID vaccines, here's how they work. I see Pant as a potential future Indian captain, Yuvraj. 3 questions that can help you win OnePlus Nord 2. Toy poll, who will win Euro 2020? Union Cabinet, reshuffle signals full support for Yogi, BSY. Explained, bone death, its symptoms and links with COVID. After Apple, big app trouble for Google. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, July 8, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Best bets, Lady Day, Sabrina, and pancakes and booze. Upcoming Houston food events, Christmas in July and half-price caviar. Wild Northwest, Cowboy Surfer offers live music in Spring Branch. Abbott sets a red meat menu for special legislature session starting Thursday. Spanish Village restaurant will close July 17. Abbott faces fire from left and right on legislative funding veto as new opponent enters the fray. How self-identified liberals get radical eyes to the far right. Houston Concert Watch 7/7, Everclear, Patrice Pike and more. The next headlines are about world records making news. Daring tightrope walkers set world record in Arctic Circle, the New Daily. Haryana, 6-year-old girl identifies 93 airplane tails in a minute, sets world record, She the People. Odd News Roundup, Bubble Man roams San Francisco streets, bringing joy, world record as tightrope walkers cross Swedish Arctic Valley 600 MUP, Dev the scores. Centralia man perfects the free throw shot with world records, KSNT News. Chula Vistan survived shooting, drug test scare to smash world record in javelin, Times of San Diego. Men in Concord attempt to break teeter-totter ride world record, NBC Bay Area. A Missouri nurse is trying to kayak her way into the Guinness Book of World Records, KSNF code, 4stateshomepage.com. Tightrope walkers get a spectacular view as they set new record, CNN. World record brown trout caught from canal, a known buffet for fish, for the win. World's biggest sandcastle constructed in Denmark, The Guardian. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. TikTok is expanding into job recruitment, what could possibly go wrong? Alligator Loki, everything we know about Marvel's next breakout superstar. American Horror Stories cast, so far, looks appropriately wild. Google hit with antitrust lawsuit brought by 36 states and Washington, D.C. The Umbrella Academy gets an appropriately nerdy tribute song. Tucker FOIAs the NSA. Chime's banking app locked up customers' money for months during the pandemic. FBI seized fully constructed Lego set of Capitol building from arrested rioter. The X-Men better watch out for Murd Blurdock, space lawyer. Fitbit data points to lingering physical changes for some COVID-19 sufferers. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jarrah in Kuwait at 123.08 degrees Fahrenheit or 50.6 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 92.56 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 69.2 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Moderna vaccine technology moves to flu, Moderna says trial has begun. OnePlus admits to throttling 300 popular apps with recent update. Microsoft's emergency patch fails to fix critical print nightmare vulnerability. Pacific Northwest heatwave virtually impossible without climate change. Netflix gives us our first look at Zack Snyder's heist film Army of Thieves. Trump sues Twitter and Facebook for banning him, claims trillions in damages. Dozens of Chinese phone games now require facial scans to play at night. The Chime banking app has been closing accounts, not returning money. Why the password isn't dead quite yet. Increasingly, the Eula Blue Origin marriage is an unhappy one. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Hacking is all Putin has left because he has no real global power, former FBI official. Legal experts shame Alan Dershowitz for justifying Trump's social media lawsuit. Arizona Secretary of State asks AG for a criminal investigation into election interference by Trump. Rick Wilson unleashes on Paul Gusser, who should know better than to pal around with broken anti-Semites. Many Trump supporters won't get vaccinated because they think hydroxychloroquine will save them, report. Comrade Carlson, Fox News host, mocked for complaints about spying after admitting to chats with Kremlin intermediaries. Mother starts $5,000 GoFundMe for first grader she says has OCD because of critical race theory. Mike Lindell's lawsuit that he vowed would put Trump back into the White House already facing court setbacks. Judge shoots down Sidney Powell and Linwood's attempt to weasel out of sanctions hearing. Tennessee conservatives have identified ridiculous new targets their holy war against critical race theory. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Darnella Frazier filmed George Floyd's murder. The Minneapolis police just killed her uncle. Trump sues Facebook, Google, and Twitter. Is it all about the grift? Renting the runway is no cure for fast fashion. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. 25 memorable TV characters who weren't human slideshows. GwynetteDailyPost.com. GwynetteDailyPost.com. More than half say they believe in extraterrestrials. Chris Corpus Christi News. Horoscopes by holiday. Arkansas Online. Arkansas Online. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Psychedelic compound in magic mushrooms prompts growth of neural connections lost in depression. Genetic engineering and biotechnology news. Lipid in the blood linked to drug resistance in schizophrenia. Technology networks. Neural encoding of vocalic sounds in newborns. The Hearing Journal, LWW Journals. 22 blood plasma lipids found to be associated with lower symptom improvement in schizophrenia. News Medical Net. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, July 8, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, July 8, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.